So, as we think about the store experience, there are obviously many different elements to consider. One of the things we haven't spoken a lot about today is the transaction, the payment space, and when and where that happens. We've seen a lot of experimentation over the last few years, and obviously accelerated change has rapidly progressed some of the ideas that we were possibly playing with in the past. I wanted to explore the topics of payments, transactions, and I asked Dave Glaser, who's Senior Vice President of Global Acceptance Systems at Mastercard, to join me and spend a few minutes talking about the work that he's doing. Hey Dave, how are you doing?
Hey, Pierce, I'm really well. Thanks for having me today.
That's great. So possibly just let's do some context setting, and maybe you can just tell me a little bit about your role and the things that you're thinking about specifically at Mastercard.
Sure, sure. So I'm part of the global product organization that works with merchants and acquirers and financial technology companies all over the world to help them optimize the way they're accepting payments and the value-added services around payment acceptance. And so this has been a super interesting, to say the least, but also very exciting year for the payments space, as we've seen a number of innovations rise to meet some of the challenges that we face.
Yeah, it's super interesting. Any kind of futuristic bets, anything on the roadmap that we should watch out for too? Anything that you're exploring?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're gonna if Mastercard's known for anything, it's our innovation platform and our ability to look forward and to make big bets on things. And so certainly, we're making big bets in the future of things like blockchain, artificial intelligence, and other ways to leverage the big data and the global network that we have. One area that's real specific to retail is this idea of a more, is enhancing what I was describing earlier, this richer experience that consumers and merchants expect to have together between each other. And so we're going to be experimenting with and building and launching tools around loyalty, around offers, around notifications that really that allow merchants to take advantage of the fact that consumers have those rich apps in their hands all the time with their smartphones, and they're constantly connected. So this allows the merchants and the consumers to have a continuous communication stream, whether the consumer is in the store or not. Certainly when they're in store, they can have that face-to-face relationship with the consumer. But when they're out of the store, driving to work or preparing their to-do lists or at the grocery store, ready to shop, or going into the restaurant ready to order, we want to enable merchants to dynamically help those consumers have the richest experience. So whether it's notifying consumers of sales or special events or recipes or new ways to pay or maybe discounts within a certain time frame of shopping, those are the types of innovations that I think we're going to start to get real excited about, and you're going to see from Mastercard, from some of our partners in the near future.
Well, I imagine that some of those ideas we've thought about for a while, but what Mastercard does and companies do is, because that you're omnipresent or present in every transaction, it allows you to ensure that connection, ensure the tracking, and ensure the communication with the customer.
Yeah, that's right. Given our global scale and that our systems are based on industry standards and global standards, our network is truly global, and we're connected to most banks and most large merchants and all financial players around the world. We have a unique perspective to bring these kind of solutions to market. I do have to say, one of the things we're concerned about and working really hard on is, the considerations around security, of course, as well as privacy. We think it's really important that consumers control their own data, that they own their data, and they own the preference around whether they opt in for certain types of interactions or not. But we do see that, once consumers have a taste of these rich experiences, that they really like them, and they as long as they trust the providers that they're working with, then they want to participate. And we feel like, as one of the world's trusting and leading brands, Mastercard's in a unique place to build these types of platforms.
So as a consumer, I can't wait to test and trial some of those solutions. And I'm sure that our audience of retailers, brand manufacturers are keen to test, trial, and even roll out some of those solutions too. They sound super fascinating and will really be additive to the consumer experience. Dave Glaser, Senior Vice President of Global Acceptance Solutions at Mastercard. Thanks for your time today.
You're welcome, Piers. Thanks for having me.